Yo, what's up? It's Yoverme. So this is going to be a quick tutorial video on how to create a basic landing page without code using Instapage. So of course, there's a lot of different landing page builders out there or simple kind of website builders. But I want to just walk through a tool that I actually just use called Instapage to build. You can see this example live for experiences.studiotime.io. So this is our landing page for Studio Time Experiences. Since we do have a partnership with Airbnb. So this is primarily just like a kind of marketing landing page that we have, and it's linked from the main website. But the purpose of it is basically to market these experiences that we're offering, and then have a call to action at the top, as you saw in the header, and then down here for our studios that might be looking to host their own experiences. So I like to do these videos with real live examples. So we're just going to use this as an example. So Instapage, like I mentioned, is a easy kind of website builder. So it doesn't really have a CMS or anything. It is kind of pricey, but it's a very kind of advanced tool that you can use. So you can check it out at instapage.com and sign up. I'll have a link below. So it is a referral link. So if you do sign up, then I get credit. So that'd be amazing. That helps me continue to make these videos. But anyway, so here's my dashboard for Instapage, and we'll just kind of walk through how I created that landing page that's live that I'll also link below. But basically from the main dashboard, this is just a copy of the page. So when I start editing it in here, I don't make any changes that are reflected live since that page is live right now. But you can create a landing page. So when you click on create a new page from your main dashboard, as soon as you sign up, you'll actually see these kind of templates right here. So there's quite a few templates that are pretty well designed that are out there. So I've actually used Instapage to create some kind of marketplace landing pages, so like home pages, subscription pages, just different kind of subdomain kind of marketing pages like on Studio Time that you see. Even some main websites for native apps that just have like a call to action to download the app. So you can do quite a bit with it. And they have a lot of templates that you'll see right here. So they're basically just landing pages that then you can kind of link these different templates to create kind of a user experience for whatever you're trying to do. So those are the templates. We'll just kind of go back to the dashboard. So here's the dashboard. I actually didn't start out with the template for this specific landing page because it's fairly straightforward. But once you create that, you'll kind of have this main project. You can see down here, I'll kind of close up my little avatar so that way you can see this navigation. So you see like layout and content, like the URL that you'll publish it to. So we'll kind of go through this later. Different integrations. So you can actually integrate this, for instance, like a sign up form. So you could integrate this and then also to push yourself kind of notifications for that. And it has some kind of analytics on here for signups and, or leads right here and the email capture and everything. But anyways, so here's the kind of the main dashboard for, and then for this specific landing page project. You can preview, you can comment. So if you're like sharing with a team or have a designer that you actually want to kind of help you out with this. It's a very easy kind of creation tool that we'll see in a second, but it is kind of collaborative too. Because from what I know or have heard, I think it's also used by marketing agencies and their teams to kind of create a lot of different variations of marketing landing pages and for converting and testing. So there's a lot of collaboration features and kind of functionality within it. But anyways, we'll just keep going through for the sake of this video. So when you click on edit, it is kind of slow to load. So I actually just have the edit in another window. But here's the kind of the main edit and the builder. So basically, the easy way to think about this is they have blocks, and this is how you're going to primarily configure it. And something that I'll show you a kind of a trick that I actually had used this and created some different like site MVPs that had probably like 12 to 15 different pages, and I didn't actually know this, and it would save me a ton of time. So when you insert a block, you can see, hopefully this is screen showing the actual blocks over here, but you can add a new block, and so this could be from scratch. You can actually save these different blocks as different kind of sections or blocks that are like called global blocks. So if you want to create a new variation of a landing page or another page, for instance, if I want to create one right here that's primarily for artists to sign up, I could actually just create a new page, a blank page, insert this top kind of header section as a new block, and it would basically have the exact kind of styling, everything that would exactly match this page. So I wouldn't have to basically try to edit everything, and it'd be very, very easy and save me a lot of time. So anyway, so this kind of top block is the header section, as you'll see. You can kind of click on these different states, for instance, like editing plain text. These are two different logos right here. So I just kind of drop those in, then have like a background image right here on the block. So when you click on this kind of block style, you'll see it's over here on the right, is a background image. And then, and that's actually what this is right here. So an image that our photographer took at one of these experiences, stretched to the edges over here. So it's fairly straightforward. You can kind of play around with this, but you really don't have to know how to code to use this because it is like a WYSIWYG kind of creator. We'll go down here. So this other section. So as you'll see, this is where you'll start to see the difference in the blocks and how the page is kind of laid out. And you can also reference the actual live page at experiences.studiotime.io once again. But this is a different block down here. So if I just had this top header section, then right below it, I would click on, over on the left, I would click on Instablocks to insert a new block. And then I would click right here and it would just drop whatever I selected. So for instance, like a blank block in here. So if this was blank, this isn't, it isn't right here. This is already kind of pre-made, but then what I would do is just to have this text right here, I could insert this paragraph right here, or I could insert this headline, and then that would just be like a blank text here. And then I would just, of course, put in whatever text I wanted. I could edit the color, the font size. I can make it like the different headline styles, hyperlink here, whatever I want to do right here. It's a simple kind of text editor in this different block. So you're starting to see the different kind of basic functionalities. Like I mentioned, there's no kind of integrations within on this landing page or anything, so it's very straightforward. It's just basically images and plain text, and then call to action button that links a different URL. So here's another kind of block right here. We kind of go down, and basically right here, we have another kind of text section. So I did change on the studio time experiences you can book. Since we have one live, I wanted to link to that actual live listing in a new window. So I just, as you can see here, you can just edit it. And then if I would highlight this right here, you would see that the text color I did change to blue. And then that way I wanted it to stand out. And then I have a hyperlink, and you can select to open it in a new window. And you can track that. It has like a toggle on and off. So that's pretty cool to have. So you can kind of track on, how many people are kind of clicking through that from this landing pages. So it's actually very helpful from from a marketing side, and understanding that the insights. And then right here, we just have a button. So if I wanted to basically make another button, I would just go down over here to the left, and then I would hover on button where I have now. And you can see it drops a button in right here. So then I could just kind of edit that to match the same style. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to delete that, since that's fairly straightforward. Something else you can do is you can also arrange these in layers. So for instance, if you want to kind of do some kind of like lightweight design. So a lot of designers are, of course, very proficient in this and can kind of help you out with layering on this. If you want to get a little bit more advanced kind of design. Something else that's pretty cool is you can duplicate a different text, different button, image, anything. So you can see that right there. So that's actually what I did for these different call to action buttons. So that way they were, and then just kind of inverted as far as having an outline or not. So that way they matched. Down here is different kind of image section, plain text, and then kind of down here at the very bottom is basically just kind of those two images that I used at the top that are the logos, and then plain text, and then a call to action. So as I mentioned, this is just a very straightforward, a lightweight landing page. That's primarily for marketing on our side for studio time. And then these buttons that are the call to actions, actually just external links. So on the click event, it's just an external URL that then goes to an intake form. So that's for studios that have the intent after they come to this landing page that they want to offer an experience at their studio. So that's the primary purpose for this landing page. As I did mention, there's a lot of different templates on here that you can use when creating your own landing page in Instapage. You can even create like a main website for a SaaS tool. Using this, you can create you could probably actually create, well, not probably, I actually have created a more manual marketplaces using just these Instapage for the landing pages, and then integrating them with just intake forms, and then using Zapier and then also Slack notifications to then send emails and kind of sequences. So there's a lot you can do. If you want me to do some other videos, and I like doing videos on marketplaces. So if enough people want me to make one as far as like how to create different pages for marketplaces using Instapage and some of the more advanced kind of integrations, just comment below, and I can definitely make those. Hopefully enough people want me to do those, and I'll do them. But let's just kind of continue just going through this really quick so we can wrap up this video and you can see everything. So some of the is basically after we have this kind of overall layout, we are going to want to do a few things before we publish this in the actual kind of edit mode. So we are going to want to basically save this. We're going to go back over here. So we'll flip over to, this is like after you save it, this is going to be on your like main kind of page dashboard for this specific kind of this page project. I would click on publish. I already have the URL configured right now, but you can basically when you click on URL over here, when you want to publish something, you can do it at custom domain. So my custom domain is just the actual subdomain experiences.studiotime.io. So I click on that when I want to publish it. It's very straightforward. You just add if you actually want to add another subdomain as a custom domain in Instapage. I don't think I need to do a video on this. You could probably just like go on their help chat or help kind of tutorial center if you want to see more. But basically what you would do is you would just add it here, and then you would just add a CNAME record using your domain provider, such as GoDaddy is what we use for a lot of the different websites. You can see right here they also have WordPress, Drupal, then they have like demo pages, so you can actually just publish to a subdomain.pagedemo.co if you just want to use like demos or whatnot. They do have some integrations over here, as I mentioned. So we don't have any integrations right now with that just simple landing page. But you can just see some different analytics, forms, lead notifications, so forth. They have SEO over here, social info. So I did add this before I published it live. So our kind of the image that pre-populates on social, this is it right here. I just use the header image, that way it matches on the preview. And then our kind of status messages, studio time experiences. We have like a fairly straightforward description, and then Twitter message. So that's all very straightforward. And as soon as you hit publish, that'll go live. And then that is actually what you see here. So I'll put a link below, and it's very straightforward. You can just see the URL. It is experiences.studiotime.io. And once again, we did use Instapage to create this. It only took about 30 minutes. Didn't need to know how to code, design, or anything really. It was all just done kind of using their WYSIWYG creator on their dashboard and kind of edit state. So hopefully this is helpful, and you can see how you can use Instapage to create simple landing pages without knowing how to code. Comment below if you have any other questions. I'll probably, if enough people comment down below as far as wanting to see like how to create marketplace landing pages or actual marketplace MVPs using Instapage, then I'll try to do some of those next. Thanks.